Good morning. It is Saturday, October 8th, and it's the third week of the half marathon training. I just ran 5 miles, and I'll have to be honest, this week I have not been that excited about running. So what you do when you don't feel like running and you have to train is just go into autopilot, and this is especially easy. Look at those clouds. Look at that. It's especially easy if you've been training a lot, and so you just go into autopilot and you don't really think about running, you just do it. And that's what you do when you don't feel like running. Look how clear the islands are. It's a really nice day. In fact, earlier this morning when the sun was coming up, it was really gorgeous. So today I wanted to talk, did I say I ran 5 miles this morning? Yeah. Today I want to talk about anxiety. I'm doing kind of a 3-week series on mental health. Last week I talked about depression, this week anxiety, and next week about gratitude. And so I did a little bit of research, not a lot. 18% of US adults, at least this year, suffer from anxiety. And I guess those are just the diagnosed cases. And that's not counting children. And I know probably for sure that I had anxiety as a child. I had a lot of problems with what we thought was my heart, and I think it was just anxiety. That hasn't been medically proven. And speaking of medical stuff, I am not a doctor. This is not legal advice. So don't construe it as legal advice or just don't assume I know what I'm talking about. So what anxiety feels like, it can be, like I said, racing heart. It can be out of breath. It can be, it feels like when you drop off of a roller coaster and you have kind of that feeling of fear all the time. Incidentally, the techniques that you can use for anxiety also work when going on roller coasters. I've been on the tallest drop in the world, and it was so much fun. If you are able to completely relax, and when you drop, think of it as floating, you will not get that feeling at all, the feeling of dropping. And that technique, I think just relaxing also helps a lot with anxiety. So, another thing that works for me is classical music, and I believe that the very predictable and steady, the orderliness of it, the steady rhythm, the orderliness is really effective for anxiety. Of course, chamomile tea. I drink chamomile tea all day long, and studies have shown that it's actually good for, it helps prevent cancer as well. And I'm sorry, I'm not citing any of these studies or anything that I'm talking about. I apologize. Singing also helps, and there again, I think the orderliness, the rhythm, all of those things help as well. Exercise. Okay, so here we come back to this. The purpose of my vlog is exercise and running. So running is amazing for anxiety. You can just run off your anxiety and it works so well. Even walking, I mean, any kind of movement really helps. So some examples from this week. I had kind of an anxious week. At work, take your breaks. And when you take your breaks at work, be sure that you just relax during your breaks. Unless you have to make phone calls or something, but that's another story. I'm gonna turn here so you can see these really nice clouds back here. Can you see those? Anyway, and then there's islands over here, so I want you to see the islands, but you see those a lot. The clouds are something special for today. So, take your breaks. Oh, and I like to have a nice cup of chamomile tea and sit out in nature. If you can possibly get out in nature and just drink your tea, relax, it really helps anxiety at work. And stress is contagious. It really is. If you're around stressed people, you're going to get stressed out. So avoid them if possible. I can't always avoid them. I work with college students who are stressed out about their 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 deadlines and their assignments, and I'm there to calm them down and help them find the library resources that they need. So I have to be around stressed out people, but you know, afterwards I try to, you know, decompress, take my breaks, those kinds of things, some self-care things when you are around stressed out people. It's important. And yeah, those are my notes for today, and this is getting long, so I'm gonna quickly end. You notice I wear this shirt a lot. It's my Mountains to Beach Marathon shirt, and I like to wear it because it reminds me that I actually ran a marathon and I can do it again. So I hope you all have a great weekend and have a great day. Huh. This thing won't stop. Stop.